Hello, Rod here, Brook and Nickel Garage, doing the second oil change on a 2024 Kawasaki KLR 650. And just thought I'd walk you through my process, basic inspection. Relatively simple process. Don't need a lot of tools for the oil change. Um, I use a brush to kind of brush any debris off near the oil filter housing. Need a ratchet. I've got a 10 millimeter Allen socket to pull the drain plug out. I got two ratchets sitting here for demonstration. My, you don't have to spend a lot on tools. This is a Harbor Freight Pittsburgh. I really do like the ratchet. It's got a push button lock so your sockets don't fall off. Pivot the head, you can manipulate it pretty fast. But what you do get over a higher end ratchet, well, this is like one of my Matco ratchets. It's a lot thinner head than what a cheaper ratchet would be. Just FYI. Usually you spend more, you get they're a little nicer, but you sure don't have to spend a lot of money. Then you'll need a 8 millimeter socket to pull the oil filter lid off. Sorry, I don't have any small drain pans, so we got to make do with what I have. Make sure there's no dirt and debris inside the Allen bolt drain plug. You want to make sure your socket can fit in nice and deep so you don't strip it out. So you can see this bike, I do have a Tusk skid plate. And I did add the Tusk low profile drain plug. Man, that OEM drain plug, it sticks down quite a ways. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Boy, that long drain plug to get hung up if you're bouncing over a rock or something crazy. I just dropped my and of course my towels are on the bench. Oh, where's my crush washer? I will find it in a minute. We're gonna let this sit and drip and get as much out. I did run the engine. I had it running for a while to bring it up to operating temp. Um, always change oil with a warm to hot engine. One, the oil drains faster, but you get more of the sludge, and cold oil can leave some residue sticking to the cylinder walls and oil galleys, and you'll just get a much better drain. I fetched my crush sleeve. Not a bad idea to replace them. I'm gonna have to reuse this one today. It's in really good shape. I thought I had some 12 millimeter sleek crush sleeves, but all I have is the 14s. As you can see, even though it's second oil change, a little bit of fuzz on it, but nothing alarming. I kind of make sure I just clean it all off and have a nice clean plug so I don't get alarmed on the next oil change. Oh, hang on. I got ahead of myself, didn't I? I need to tilt my bike. Jeez. Act like a rookie. Throw me on a camera and I'm an amateur. Quite a bit more will come out when you stand it upright. I just gotta vary the angle a little bit, let it slosh around. Tilt her one more time, just make sure. Come on. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Don't get too carried away, nice and snug. If this was a customer pay job, I would get the torque wrench out definitely. And when we get done with the service and nice quick inspection, we'll give her a good cleaning. Get the old power washer out. And we'll get ready and pull that oil filter out. I'll just give her a quick brushing. It's nice. Kawasaki actually gives you a pretty long bolt. A little more thread, it's much safer, less chance of stripping it out. Just kind of wiggle her around and she'll come out. You'll note there's an arrow triangle on top that points upward. We'll make sure our O-ring looks good. Does. I may break that open and take a closer look. Sure looks a lot better than the first filter. I did my first oil change at like just under the 600 miles, and I'm at just a little over 2,000 now. Now you'll have to reuse your standpipe. It just wiggles out. You'll notice a shoulder. The shoulder will go inside for your oil delivery, and it's reduced shoulder, so if you go the wrong way, it's not going to fit. And I don't know if the lid will bolt down. It might. I've never tried. Clean her off. New Kawasaki filter, part number 16099-004. And that is what a new filter looks like. New filter. Make sure we don't have any dirt, debris. Yeah, we're still clean. We're going to slide that in, push that shoulder out, and you'll feel it kind of pop in, slide in, not really much of a pop. We'll get a nice dry seal here. And again, remember, putting this on, triangle up. I'll start my bolts. And give her a push, you'll feel it pop in. These are, like I said, long-winded little buggers, but that's for our benefit. I just take it down until it touches. Run the other one down until it touches. Yeah, about 1/8 of a turn. Plenty. Again, like I said, if this was a customer pay, I would have the torque wrench out. So I'm kind of anal that way. Blow our residue off. We are ready for oil. Again, I wipe it back, everything off. I don't want to take a chance of dropping a little bit of dust in my engine. I'm not going to get into the oil debate. I'm using just Kawasaki's recommend factory conventional oil. This is, like I said, only the second oil change. And I will probably change it again in about 1,500 to 2,000 miles, then I may convert to a synthetic. Manual says 2.1 quarts. And that pretty much puts us right in the middle of the sight glass when the bike is standing straight up vertical. So what I'll end up doing is I'll put my 2 quarts of oil in, put my plug in, I'll start it, run it, let it run for a couple minutes, leak check it, and I'll shut her off after a moment, let her sit for a few minutes, and then do a final top off. Oil levels at the bottom quarter of the glass. Now, we'll let her sit for a couple minutes, let all the oil drip back down to the lower case. And I'll take this time to kind of just look over the bike, looking for any loose bolts, anything abnormal. That's the money maker for you on your own bikes. When you're take the time to look. I'm just making sure wiring's not hanging. A loose bolt, a lot of times you will see a little bit of a rust ring around a washer. That would indicate a loose bolt. That one's not. We're just looking. I don't see any coolant leaks. And it's a good time to recheck your throttle. So what I do, I just kind of look at a mark like the seam. I'm looking for about 3/16 of an inch of play, 1/8 inch ideally. Let's check our brake fluid, stand the bike up. We're good. Brake fluid is right at the top of the bubble. Looking at our brake rotor. I don't have a wrench, or I would check my spokes. Well, I kind of do here. Let's grab this. Do you hear that nice high pitch. I heard one. Like I said, she'll get a bath and I'll get all that mud out of my radiators and road debris. This is why I like using a smaller drain pan. I always end up with a slobber mess. Just kind of looking around, checking chain tension. I don't know if I'll clean and oil that right now. I just literally did that a few nights ago. Throw our lights on. Lights are working, turn signal's working. License plate lights working. Passenger side, turn signal. Okay, happy with those. See, check our high beams. Okay, we're good there. Let's check our brake light. And of course, I would check tire pressure. I'm not going to show you that. It's pretty boring, but that's pretty much just a basic quick oil change service. Now we can recheck our oil level again and get it corrected and top it off as we need it. Yeah, she is right at the bottom of the sight glass. Oh, I can't believe we just did that. Just dribbled. I went a little, I think a little more than 0.1. And I'm right at 50% on the sight glass. I'm happy with that. We're about where we need to be. Alright, I will chalk this one as being serviced. My air filter I don't need to pull out. I just did that a couple days ago. I bought a spare filter, got it oiled up and put in. Now I've got a spare filter that I can pack with me on bigger trips. But I'm glad you watched. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I didn't mention I did already look at the rear brakes. I know they're good. But same thing, we're just put eyes on every bolt that you can see. I've heard a lot of people having issues with your adjuster nuts. Always make sure you have a jam nut on Other side's identical to this. If you, a lot of times they'll vibrate off if you don't have a jam nut. Keep an eye on that. Swing arm looks good. Yeah, just look everything over. Take your time. It's not a bad idea to run a wrench around these little fairing screws. I know I've tightened mine up twice now. I think they're 4mm if I remember right, maybe 5, but I thought they were 4mm. But thank you for watching. And I'll be changing the front tire out soon. I'll try to make a video of that. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time and hope you all have a wonderful and blessed afternoon.